So that's us done, camped at Squires last night, and now we're just leaving Squires in Sherburn in Emmet and heading towards the World Wheelie Championship at Elvington. So good night at Squires. Popular place and highly recommended. Very highly recommended. So why I say it's highly recommended, if you're camping and you've got all the facilities there, the cafe, bar, restaurants open till 10 o'clock at night in the evening and open at 8 AM, so no need to bring any camping food or anything like that. You can have your breakfast and dinner and lunch there and use it as an overnight stop at the campsite. Shower blocks, toilet blocks on the campsite. Just one thing to remember, they do charge pound coins for these showers, which is fair enough. Anyway, we're on our way now to part 2 of yesterday's series, and we're going to head up the M1 junction and head over towards Elvington in York to the World Wheelie Championship. Get some air into my my jacket. Lovely night's camping, and no rain forecast, so it's all good. Just come down one junction, and then we're just going to come off here where it says A63 Selby. If you're looking for menus from Squires, I didn't put any pictures on there because if you look at Squires Cafe website, basically everything's on there, and it also shows what events they've got coming up in the future as well. Nice place, and yeah, I'll stop there again at some point. Okay, so we just come off onto the A164, and rather than head into Elvington on the main roads, I thought I'd come off and come onto the B roads, which is more interesting really than dual carriageway all the way in. So quite often when I'm trying to find a campsite, and this is another reason why I chose to stay at Squires campsite last night, was that the pub and restaurant's right next to it, and it makes for a better night really than cooking up your pre-packed food and what beer you bought at Co-op and things like that. But yeah, so it was quite a night. Had a good night's sleep. The new tent, by the way, is fantastic. It's easy to put up, as you saw in the last video just yesterday, and also one thing about tents that I've had in the past is sometimes they can be a bit stuffy inside. Well, the one I bought has plenty of ventilation. Yeah, really good. Quite happy with it. It's a two-man tent, but yeah, it's good enough for one guy if you're on a motorcycle anyway, so you can keep some of your gear inside. Easy to put up, 10 minutes, easy to take down, 10 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how the video footage is, guys. I'm always critical of my own video footage and how it looks. Yesterday's video was all shot in 4K 30 frames per second. And what I'm trying to do is just alter the settings slightly so it gives a more truer colour and feel to the video. Garage. Okay. So I'm gonna fill up here and see if they've got a cash machine, because I'm not sure whether we'll accept cards going into Elvington. Don't see a cash machine. Anyway, let's fill up. Few old cars about. Must be a rally or something going on today, or a car show. Old antique cars. So I'm using 97 unleaded, by the way. Always do. So we're all fueled up, ready to head to Elvington. And they did have a cash machine. So that building in front, guys, is the John Smith's brewery at Tadcaster. That's where your John Smith's brewery and beers come from. And this is Tadcaster. Actually, I can smell it. If you could smell what I'm smelling now, you'd smell beer brewing all the way through the town. What a lovely smell. So the couple that were staying next to me in another tent last night, they're on the way up to Elvington today. Trying to get some opinions of if anyone's been before, what it's like, what to expect, but they hadn't been either. So, but they had the same idea as me, stay at Squires campsite, make use of their facilities last night, which was good. I'm glad I stayed there because I'll use that again when I'm doing some trips over to the east, or either if there's even if there's some events as well. To get the video uploaded and streamed and out via my iPhone connection last night. It's actually surprising what 4G connection is, and when I did a speed test on it, it was actually quicker than my home broadband, which is quite shocking, really. it's a good way of fueling up and getting the fuel that I needed. And better money. Onward to York. Okay, so we've just come off the dual carriageway, and we're just heading towards the Bridlington Hull Road, which is the 1079. So you can either go left to York or right towards Bridlington, and that will take us down towards Elvington, I hope. That's if my Google Maps is correct. Never been down this road before, so let's explore. See what's down here. Oh, I have been down here before because I remember that fish and chip shop there. Again, one of those used to be a toilet block in a lay-by, and now it's turned into a fish and chip shop in a lay-by. Cracking idea, but a toilet block. Come on. What are you doing in your Audi? If I wanted to pass, I'd pass. Why brake suddenly and put your indicator out? I don't get them sometimes. Car drivers. It's not like I'm right up the guy's backside, ready to pounce with my indicator on. I'm quite happy sat back here, pal. Okay, so there's a signpost here, turn right to Elvington, which is where we're going to go. So I wonder when I've been down here in my life, because I definitely remembered that chip shop that used to be a toilet block in a lay-by. Clearly this boy's going to Elvington. Probably a wannabe biker. Oh dear. Really? You can see there's a learner car there with your indicator on turning right. How impatient. Crazy, huh? Idiot. The biker was not happy, and good on Tony Cook driving school for telling his student to make the turn, because that other guy was in the wrong and he shouldn't have been there. In fact, the other guy couldn't even make the turn and he had to reverse back onto the main road. Unbelievable. Well, if he is going to Elvington, I'd love to have a word with the guy. But it's not worth it, is it, these days? Because then they get aggressive and see you're on a bike and you never know what they'll do. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Chap's trying to learn to drive and then you get idiots like that. Okay, so we're on Elvington Lane now, and a couple of miles to go to get to the event. Part of the world. Clouds are looking a bit dark. Anyway, hopefully it won't rain. Halifax Way, and we're here, folks. as you can tell by the planes over there. I think there's a oh yeah, Yorkshire Air Museum. So I'm wondering where the entrance is. Wheelie top speed event down the right hand side. So we get to see these planes down here. Nice. Be worth a visit, just have a look around that. Don't know where that guy's going over there. It says keep left. So here it is, Elvington Airstrip and the Wheelie World Championship. Must admit there's a strong side wind. Depending on which way the runway is, I bet they're having some difficulties with trying to keep the front end up. Anyway, let's see. Thank you. So entrance fee a tenner. Let's see what we get for 10 quid. Oh, it's not bad. 10 quid to get into an event these days. It's pretty good. Don't know what's here, what's to see, because I would doubt that you can watch along the side of the runway if someone's coming down at 200 miles an hour on one wheel. Pointing this way. Just it. Now there was talk of camping here too, but looking at that bit of airstrip there, that would have been it. So I did the right thing by staying at the site last night. So we're just leaving Elvington, and yeah, very interesting. I wouldn't make a special journey to come here, my opinion. I think the way it's set up and for safety, you can't really get near the runway to get any decent pictures or anything of them doing wheelies, coming up and down. So if you're in the area, I would say yeah, it's worth a look, maybe for a morning or an afternoon, a couple hours. And it's not huge prices to get in, just a tenner. I've known more expensive events. Nice little plane. But if you are coming to one of these events and the museum's open, the plane museum, that might be worth a look if you're into your planes as well. The Yorkshire Air Museum entrance just there.
Please subscribe and hit the bell button for regular reminders of new videos coming up.